Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode on the Lost Merchant Brewing channel. I'm your host, Mike, and today I'm going to be talking about a couple of the books that I've been using to help me get started with home brewing. First of all, uh, my interest in home brewing started when I was actually working as a tutor, and one of my coworkers and from that job introduced me to brewing, and he took me to his place and um, actually hold up, let's rewind a little bit. um, I have this book here, which is one of the two books that I'm going to present today, and it's called Tasting Beer, and you've seen it in the tasting videos that are up. Excuse me. And it's by Randy Mosher. And where this book comes from is actually the course of beer and wine at Cal Poly Pomona, which is where I went to college. So one of my roommates and one of my best friends from college is took this class, and he had to use this book as a reference, as their textbook. So it's pretty cool. And he showed me his copy, and then I decided to get a copy on my own. And this is where I know I haven't put this form that I use for tasting beer up so that you can use it. But up close, oh, it's not focused, but this is what it looks like up close. It's a blank form on this page, and that's what I've been using for the beer tasting videos. So I haven't gone through this book entirely yet. I know I should, and I'm going to make it one of my goals by the end of this year to finish this book. And it's 2019, it's October, so we're in the last quarter of the year. So I've got a few months left to get this done. So yeah, anyways, my coworker saw me reading this in between tutoring students, and he was just like, hey, do you want to taste beer, or do you want to know how to make beer? And so I was just like, dude, show me how to make it. You make beer? That's cool. So that's pretty much how I got started. He let me brew on his equipment, and the first thing I made was a double IPA, and it turned out pretty all right, I'd say. Kind of sweet if I remember it right. So yeah, so ever since then, I've been brewing, and I've been brewing for about 2 years. My cousin got into it too. Some of my friends got into it for a second when I first started. But I got the bug. I ended up buying more equipment, more buckets, more all sorts of like peripherals for brewing. You know, you need pots, buckets, um, measuring devices, scales, more buckets, everything. So yeah, it's a big hobby of mine, and I hope you guys enjoy watching some of the videos. So yeah. So anyways, this is one of the books that has influenced me. It actually got me started, and it's a good book. I will do a full review, but later on when I finish it myself. But it's very informative. It has a lot of good content in here. Like I said, I use the tasting record form. There's a lot of graphs, a lot of pictures, which explain a lot of things about beer. So it's appropriately titled, and it's been pretty good to me so far. I've been able to learn a lot, and it allowed me to examine beer a little bit better. So yeah, this is one of the books. The other book here, oh snap! It's actually my coworker's copy. So yeah, this is the Bible of home brewing, as many would agree, and I agree too. It's by John J. Palmer, and this guy's a legend. So he wrote this book, and a lot of people reference it. It's very thorough. I mean, it's not super scientific. He just explains it straight up. The different ways to brew, and it's wood malt extract, and when you and all about that. And then there's all grain brewing. He breaks down the different steps from fermentation to yeah, it gets pretty complex. Here's some recipes here. It's got some numbers that you can reference. yeah, with brewing, since not because I studied engineering, but um, I just really appreciate it when textbooks or information resources give you a lot of details, especially like the nitty gritty numbers and stuff. Because eventually, as you get more and more into it and more passionate about brewing, you end up finding out that it's a pretty precise art. It's like a science and art combined. So as with all cooking, is it comes down to like controlling a lot of different ingredients, the ratios, um, the amounts and all of that. So it's nice when you kind of get through the text that you can understand, and then you read through it again, or you try to find something that you have a question about again in this book, and you find out that, dang, this has a lot of information that I missed, but I'm glad that it's here and accessible. It's easy to grasp. But yeah, this is another great book if you're getting into brewing. I highly recommend this book. And if you're just tasting, obviously appropriately named Tasting Beer by Randy Mosher and How to Brew by John J. Palmer. So tasting, how to make the stuff that you taste. So yeah. My cousin also bought another book called Radical Brewing. I used to have it here in the apartment, but since then he's asked for it back, and yeah, I gave it back to him. I didn't get to go through that book either, but what I hear about that book, it's got some good perspective on brewing and the creativity side of things, like like different ingredients or what some like adjuncts that you want to explore, you had questions about. Yeah, it kind of takes that angle where it's like, hey, why don't this is what happens when you try this, or like if you have these ideas, this is kind of like a direction in which you can attack that and start analyzing that idea. Is that, say you want to do something more spiced up, so I'm thinking more like in the fall season, you know how we get those um, pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks, and it's like a seasonal type theme flavor, and you want to incorporate that in your beer. I'm pretty sure there's like a section in there. I got to go through it myself, but that's kind of like what I hear about that book. It's kind of exploring the creation process, the creation of a beer recipe, and the different flavors and theories that would how it would turn out and stuff. So yeah, Radical Brewing by, I gotta look this up, but it's another one of those staple books that it's good to have in the bookshelf as a brewer. So yeah, okay, so today I'll be drinking this too. It's not a tasting video, it's more like a book presentation video slash podcast, I guess. So what I got here is a Kirkland Signature Craft Brewed APA. I don't know if this exactly is craft brew per se, but yeah, I just went to Costco because I wanted to get some beer for a Big Bear trip with my family. So this is what I brought. Turns out we brought too much to drink and eat, and I'm drinking leftovers practically. So we took this up to Big Bear, and Big Bear is a mountain in California, Southern California, which is about probably more realistically 5 hours away from Los Angeles, on like a Friday afternoon, like around 2 o'clock if you're leaving the area. But yeah, it's a popular destination spot in Southern California for like winter sports, as well as like camping in summer. Like I've been there during the summer camping. But yeah, I brought this 24 pack from Costco up there and ended up with practically all of the beer back still, because we got some other beers that we drank up there. But yeah, so this is what I'll be drinking today. And it's getting warm, so I'm going to put it in this koozie that I got for Christmas. It's pretty sweet. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to explain or present in today's video. So yeah, I guess this is it. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Remember to like and comment below if you liked what you see here, and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about or anything you'd like to see from me that I can present to you. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a good day. Drink responsibly. And get into brewing. Yeah, it's fun.